we are, another edition of GW Unspoken, where we discuss things we don't typically talk about, but probably shouldn't. I've got a very special guest today, and I've got Kevy. How are you, mate?
Hello. Really good, thanks.
Happy holidays, mate. How's things been going on the break?
Brilliant. We're on 6 weeks teachers' holidays, so if you're not happy now, you're never going to be happy.
2 weeks and 1 day left, isn't it?
Still 2 weeks. Brilliant. Let's look at the positivity.
I like the glass half. And I heard you've just been overseas. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, been in the US and Canada. Caught up with me little bro in Vancouver.
Nice.
Caught my favourite band, U2, in Vegas, which was incredible. And travelled a little bit around Arizona, and just checked out America. It was amazing.
So how long was it all together?
About 3.5 weeks.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
And then 2 weeks left? What's the plan for the last couple of weeks?
Myself and Dino, the husband, are going to go to the Gold Coast
Nice.
with our 2 Greyhounds tomorrow. Hang out there for a few nights and just catch up with a few people in the last week, hopefully, and just relax.
Now tell us about these Greyhounds. I heard they're very popular, these things, and Dino's got a few million likes on TikTok about these. What are these your new babies? What are they?
We spoiled, elegant hounds. Yeah, we got them. We got the first one in COVID, Osaka, the Greyhound, and the second one about 1.5 years ago. And yeah, they've just been brilliant. They're kind of like our little kids now, and they're sort of life changing. Getting dogs, they're brilliant for sort of just hanging out with, relaxing.
Yeah, nice.
I don't know, de-stressing with them, playing with them, going for a walk with them, whatever.
Does it make you feel like you guys have to get outside and walk them too? Like get you outside?
Definitely, yeah. It's definitely added probably 5,000 steps a day to me step count over the last couple of years. So that's only a good thing, right? Well,
for all those people who are listening out there, and thanks for joining the show, people, I just want to say that if you don't know Kevy, he doesn't need the extra steps. He's the one, if you go to assembly, because we work at the same place, is always walking around the parade grounds or shaking the leg. He cannot sit still. And I just want to say, mate, when I first joined our school, you're the one who probably made me feel the most comfortable. Came to me, said, how are you going? And we had those really authentic connections, and I want to thank you for that. But I want to tell you, what is it brings you, because you've got a great skill of connection. So I'll put you on the spot here. There's nothing that's been pre-planned here for questions, but what is your secret to connection?
Ooh, I don't think there's any real secret. My mum would have always said, my ma, the way I'd call her, my ma would have always said, like, I enjoyed talking to people when I was a kid. Like, if she took me somewhere when I was 5, I just liked talking to people. And I suppose I still do. So see, when you started at our school, I guess I would have known you were sporty and I would have had a connection with you there straight away. But I suppose when anyone starts at our school, like, try and welcome them and try and be kind of nice to people, because that's what you want when you start at a new job. But I suppose probably the thing I like most about teaching is that you're literally with people every minute of the day, and it's unpredictable, it's fun, it's connections. It's a bit draining at times. Sometimes you come home absolutely wrecked after a day because you're just talking to. You've probably had 1,000 conversations that day, but I do enjoy sort of chatting to people. Yeah.
Yeah. And are you still passionate about teaching then still?
Yeah, definitely. Like, don't have many bad days at work. As soon as I start hating the job or disliking the job, I'll move on. Like, I'm at our school 10 years now, and I've never stayed longer at a job than sort of, I think, 2.5 years.
Yeah. So,
like, I really enjoy it. Sometimes people are like, oh, why don't you move to a different school? And I was like, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Like, I'm really, really passionate about it. I like the people I work with. I think we've got real nice staff.
Yeah.
So like, I just enjoy the job. So yeah.
Tell us a bit about your journey. How about you when you were in primary school and high school? What were those experiences with you? Like, did you have good connections back then? Did you enjoy school? Were you bullied at school? How was school for you when you were growing up?
Yeah, like, I think I really enjoyed school, and overall, like, I was fairly bright in school. Like, I always wanted to do well because my mum and dad were teachers, so it's a bit of stress. I wasn't like back in Ireland when you start high school, they stream you. So like, I was in the A class, I was in the nerdy class, but I was probably misbehaved a wee bit, like gotten a wee bit of trouble here and there, but like nothing major. Like, I think I always wanted to do well at school and probably worked pretty hard. Thought education was quite important.
Yeah.
That would have been drummed into me from my mum and dad. Yeah. I think it's something they did well, instilling that education is important. But now I really enjoyed school. My high school had hardly any sports, which is one big thing I really regret. I sort of had to go with my ma there recently for sending me to that high school.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to it because there was no sport offerings. So that would be the one regret I'd have about school.
Yeah. And mum and dad were both teachers? And was that a natural progression where, because you often see a lot of like siblings go into teaching if their parents are in there? Was that what happened to you? Were they encouraged teaching for you?
No, I wouldn't have said. No, I started off I'd done a business degree, and was sort of working in sales and marketing. With a really, really nice company in Dublin and London. Went to London when I was 20, which was, I think looking back, was quite a brave thing. I probably struggled looking back at it. I wasn't equipped to go to London when I was 20 and moving to a mega city, if you like. And I was in a job that kind of wasn't really making any money, so it was kind of hard to live. And I was on a flight back from London to Dublin, and I was talking to this beautiful girl on the plane, and I was like, "What are you doing?" She goes, I'm going back home for Christmas." I was like, "Where have you been?" This is like meeting random people. I love talking to random people. And she was like, "Oh, I've been in South Korea teaching English." And I was like, "What? What are you doing? Is it good?" And she was like, "Yeah, it's really good." So I literally resigned about 2 weeks later from my job, gave them a couple of months' notice, and flew to South Korea to teach. So that random meeting on an airplane basically turned my life to teaching. I did a little bit of time in South Korea, which was mental. Really hot spicy foods, didn't know the language, met a few good mates. And then I flew from there to Dubai, got a job teaching in Dubai. So in them two countries, you just need a degree.
Yep.
To teach, you don't need a teaching degree.
Yep.
And then I always had it in my head that me and about probably 10 or 12 of us came to Aussie. We were going to do a year in Australia. And after about 3 months, I was like, "Oh, this place is brilliant. Like, Brisbane's amazing. It's sunny every day. Real outdoor. I'm kind of an outdoor person." And told me, my mum and dad at the time, "I have to stay in Australia. It's brilliant." Like,
wow.
And teaching, I suppose I didn't really enjoy South Korea and Dubai. The teaching part of it, so I was like, "Yeah, become a teacher." Nice. So now, mum and dad never didn't direct me towards teaching or anything like that. But I really enjoy it. Like, it's probably the most enjoyment I've ever had in a job.
Any aspirations for deputy or principal? Because I know you're head of department now for business.
Yeah, no chance of that. I see how hard they work, and it's so complicated and complex. No, definitely not.
How long have you been teaching for now altogether?
About 13 years.
And so, how many times have you seen much difference in the last 13 years since you've been teaching? Do you think, like 13 years ago, you know, even if you look at experience here where we teach, because you've been there for how long now? 19 years?
10, yeah.
10 years? Have you seen a difference in children from 10 years ago to now, or do you think they're pretty similar?
I suppose, like, kids are kids generally. Like, kids, like, yeah, they just, like, I reckon a lot of the girls at our school, this is generalisation, but I reckon it's true for a lot of it. A lot of the girls want to excel at education, want to do well for themselves. And I reckon a lot of the boys come to school, 15, 16-year-old lads, they want to have a laugh. They want to hang out with the mates. They're not super academically driven, and it's all about having fun. And like, look back, a lot of my mates were the same back in Dublin. Yeah, I probably wanted to do well. In fairness, I used to work hard, but a lot of my mates just went to school to have a good laugh. Yeah. So I suppose maybe I find like kids are less sort of worried these days if you say like, "I'm going to ring home." You're acting up in class. They're like, "Ring home. We don't care." Yeah. So there's probably been a shift. There's less fear is the wrong word. Yeah. There seems to be less parental kind of control, if that's the right word. Kids have less fear of
more rights than no rights, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I sort of get the impression that I'm not a parent myself, but I reckon that parents are so busy working, supporting. They both have, mum and dad usually both have a job, let's just say. They're probably too busy to sort of to spend that time parenting. Or a lot of the kids, I'm guessing 40-50% of the kids at our school are single parent families, and that obviously creates challenges. They're at mums for a week, they're at dad's for a week, and there's a lot going on. So yeah, I just find that a lot of the boys in particular wouldn't be super academically driven. Yeah. I hope that doesn't sound snobby.
I don't think it is, mate. And I think that's like we've been to both of our kids' side of our kids' graduations, and even when you do awards nights, and you still see probably 80% of people getting the awards are girls. Mm-hmm. And we know that the male brain develops later in life. They're saying about 32 or 33. I'm still waiting for mine, but they reckon that later in life the guys do, and they're all about testosterone and risk. So being acknowledged by their mates, like you said. So maybe that's their prime driver. So I wonder maybe the education system should change a bit. Tell me a bit about sport.
It's mad that you say that. Like, if you think about, just say 14, 15, 16-year-old kids, we'll go with the boys because you've said they don't win many awards. Like, they want to be up and about, running around, and we're basically asking them to sit down for 6 hours a day. Think about it. Like, if I'm jumping on a flight, we're 6-7 hours away. Singapore. Like, it's a miserable 7 hours for me. I'm sitting there in a plane. I probably do have a bit of ADHD, let's face it.
I wouldn't like to sit next to you, to be fair.
No, I mean, I always have to ask for the oil seat because I'm up and down like a lunatic. But it's tough work sitting there. Like, you wouldn't go into an old folks home and say to them, right, we're all going to do physical exercise for 7 hours today, because it wouldn't suit them, right?
Yeah.
Because they're old and they like sitting down. Flick that to the kids. Kids want to be up and about, but we're asking them to sit in their seat for 7 hours a day.
That's right.
Like, I don't have the solution for it, but it's madness when you think about it. No wonder the kids are acting up and having a laugh because they want to have a bit of fun.
Well, it's four walls, isn't it? And you know, the kids a lot. And we just sort of mentioned sport then. So sport's a big thing in your life. What are some of the things, or what does sport bring to you, for example?
I suppose like camaraderie. In terms of, like, pretty much played soccer, Gaelic football, a little bit of AFL for probably 25 years. So yeah, camaraderie. I've got into running probably a lot in the last 10, 15 years, and I find that's brilliant for, obviously, A, physical health, and B, mental health. If I'm feeling a bit low, I'll go for a run. It might be a 5K, it might be a 10K. Just good to clear the head.
I was going to say to you, like, you know, if Kevy's having a bad day, whether it's at work or at home, and everyone's got their pressures regardless of whether they've got kids or not kids, like, life's life. What's some of the go-tos that you have to help with your mental health? If you know you're struggling a bit, or you're feeling down or frustrated, what's your go-tos? Do you have some go-tos you do to try and fix that?
Yeah, for sure. I suppose gym and going for a run are the easy answers. Chatting to a mate, meeting someone, chatting to Dino. Dino's really he's really calm, and he's quite logical, whereas sometimes I'm not so calm. Being Irish, there's a bit of a temper. There's a bit of restlessness. So Dino's a real calming influence. So I like having a chat to him, chilling with my dogs, going for a run. It's probably the big one. Yeah,
okay. I think some of the biggest things I've seen you do at school is you have amazing contact with kids through sport, and whether it's before school or lunchtime. I know you often come back and sweating up a storm because you're playing futsal and stuff. You still got a lot of competitiveness about you. You think that's really important? Yeah,
it's probably to me detriment quite a lot of the time, to be honest, which is probably a fault that I'm trying to work on big time, is like being over competitive. Like, I've played you in pick-a-ball a few times, and like I'm an awful loser, really bad loser. You're quite good at pick-a-ball, which is a bit annoying. But like, I'll be losing to you, and I'll be carrying on like an idiot, swearing. And I remember
I heard someone bite you a bit later.
You're pretty good at winding people up. I remember sort of saying to you the other day, I won't repeat the language, but like, verse me in tennis and I'll kill you. Like, what are you saying? What are you carrying? You go home, you calm down, you're having a drink, you're having a coffee or something. You're like, why are you carrying on like that? It's a joke, isn't it? Game of pick-a-ball.
I think when you get to my age, mate, that's all you got is sledging. So one day you might get it.
Same with the kids. Like, sometimes you're playing and you're like, you're in the moment with the kids. Come on, man, you're versing 15-year-olds. Calm down. Like, this weekend's not important. Yeah, and then, in fairness, students love it. They like seeing you get involved, because I'm guessing most teachers kind of aren't playing football with them or whatever. But yeah,
it's definitely one of your superpowers, mate. You're a legend doing that, and it's also our school's lucky to have you in that capacity. You talked recently just about boys and education. I'm going to put you on the spot. This is a really tough question. We've had a couple of people try and answer this and struggle. How would you define masculinity these days?
Ooh,
what's it to be a man these days?
That's a tough question. I'd say it's changed a lot when I was a kid. Like, now I'm guessing, I think listening is real important. That's not masculinity, though, is it? I'm making it up. Just being caring, listening to people. It's okay to be emotional. Like, the kid, I'll be honest, the kids have seen me cry. Once my football team, Leeds, lost a really big game, and I just lost it. I just started crying. But they've seen me cry from a more serious point of view as well. And I think that's tells kids, boys, but girls as well, that like, it's okay to be emotional. It's okay to be down. You can have really crap days. I suppose when I have something in my head that when I come into work, I need to be super positive, even if I'm not having a great day. So I'll try and, like, one of my things at work is to try and say hello to every kid I walk past in the corridor.
That's good.
Maybe it's a bit weird, but that's what I do. I just say good day to someone. I get a bit annoyed when the kids don't say hello back to me. But no, it's okay to be down in the dumps, and to like, everyone has good days, bad days. Everyone has something going on. I'm getting much better at realising that. Like, just much more patient with kids now versus 10 years ago. I reckon I'm like, this kid could have loads of stuff going on that I don't know about. Anything from, domestic abuse, parents breaking up, sexuality, anything.
Yeah.
Female, any problems. So yeah, just trying to be more understanding that people have stuff going on and that we're not all, no one's perfect.
I think that's a big thing too. I think, I don't know about you, but I guess going back a bit, my grandfather and father probably wasn't that emotional with us. Like I don't think my dad changed the nappy like back then. And I don't know if that was a thing or dad just said, I didn't do that. Yeah. Like I even found myself today washing and wiping up, and I thought, I can't remember seeing my dad ever wash up and wipe up, and he'd cook a meal every now and then, but that just didn't happen. And I think a lot of times these days, men are supposed to show more emotion. I think that's probably a good thing. To build those connections with our kids, whether they're boys or girls or indifferent.
Oh, definitely. Like, don't think I've ever really seen my dad show much emotion. Maybe when his dad died, like, I love my mum and dad to bits, but even now, like, I'm on the phone to them and like I'll be like, see you later, Dad, love you. And it's like, I would have never told me dad I love him 15 years ago. I'm like, I'm getting soft, but no, I should be saying it. And that's even right. Sometimes it's hard. Like, do love him, like, obviously, but even like, love you, Dad. And you sort of feel soft saying it. Yeah, it's like, right. What's wrong with me? That's right. No, that's like, it should be said.
That's right. Yeah. Well, I'm just starting to say it now with my sisters, and I never used to do that with that either. I think I got that from my wife, Rach, and she used to say to her brother all the time, that's so weird. Why do you keep telling your brother you love him all the time? Like, you talk to him every day. And then I thought, well, I think they do need to know. Like, they know it, but it's good to actually hear that, especially if you're a words person. So, here's a tough one for you. We talk about vulnerability and the importance of connections through vulnerability. And I stole this from someone actually listening to it at the moment, from the Resilience Project, and they have another podcast as well called The Imperfects. But when Kevy looks in the mirror, what does he see?
Somebody with lots of good traits, but heaps of bad ones as well that I need to improve. So hopefully start with the good ones or the bad ones.
Yeah.
It's a tough question.
It is very tough.
Jesus.
Getting very vulnerable. Yeah.
Right. The good stuff. Try and get on with people.
Yeah.
Try and be supportive at work.
100%.
Try and help kids. I think the kids genuinely know I love my job. I think that's really important. Try and be a good husband.
Yeah.
Try and be caring. Loads of stuff to need to improve. Jesus, get ready for this. How long have you got? Need to be more patient. Need to be more self-aware. Need to probably we all need to be a better listener.
Yeah.
Need to be, this is the big one. Need to not be less confrontational.
Okay.
So especially on the drink. So I'm an arsehole when I drink, and I know I am, like, and I'm getting better at not drinking. Yeah. Because like I used to probably drink every week I'd get on the.
But that's huge, man. That's good to even recognise that.
Yeah, so I'd be on the beer once or twice a week.
Yeah.
Say 5 or 6 years ago, and now it's probably once a month.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you'll come home tonight and you're like, why did I say that? Why did I bother getting involved? Like, and sometimes, like, don't get me wrong, like what you're saying is good. You're probably not wrong. I'll give you an example, right? Our tuck shop at school winds me up, right? Because I'm into health and fitness. The tuck shop sells drinks that might have 16 spoons of sugar, right? So I'm like, I've got a 14-year-old girl, boy, doesn't matter, has a drink before class, 16 spoons of sugar, comes into class, of course him or her is going to act up, right?
Yep.
So, of course, I'll go out and I'll have a chat with the tuck shop ladies. Why are you selling that? You know, and it will turn, this is a small example, it will turn into a bit of an argument. And like, you go home and you go, why did you do that? Why did you bother? Yeah, you're probably right in what you're saying. In fact, you're definitely right in what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's great passion, but it's just not necessary.
Yeah.
Like, so little
pick
things
your
like,
sort of thing.
Pick your battles. You're arguing with people. It's no point, no need for it. So like, stuff like that I'm trying to improve all the time. You know, I'm getting more self-aware. So I think that's really,
awesome,
really
mate.
important.
It's very open and appreciate that. And it's a couple of things you said that I love, because I reckon the biggest social emotional skills you can have now for work or even relationships is empathy and also listening. They're the two biggest skills you can have, and any bosses, they're the things they're looking for. And the other thing you have that people are attracted to is energy.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of your secret superhero strengths that you have, is that you have energy no matter what you do, and people feed off that, mate.
Hopefully, yeah. So I suppose, like, I am energetic, and I always have been.
Yeah.
And people are like, what's the secret to your energy? I was like, coffee helps. I think I've had 4 coffees today. But no, I just thought, I've been energetic. I don't know if that's like, I never, back when I was in school in the 90s, you didn't get diagnosed with ADHD. And people, even kids will say, "Sir, do you have ADHD? You don't mean to be disrespectful." I was like, I don't know, mate. I never got diagnosed with that. But I don't think energy's a bad thing.
No. That's why when I play in pickleball, I have to sledge you because I know you're going to chase in every ball anyway, so I try and get inside your brain.
Yeah.
All right, let's have a bit of fun now. I'm going to give you some word associations. I know you've probably prepared yourself for this because I know one of your mates at school used to do the same thing. So I'm going to give you a topic or a word or a phrase, and you have to say the first word that comes into your brain. You ready?
This is tough.
This is going to be tough, ready?
Yeah.
School holidays.
Incredible.
Students speaking on assembly.
Needs improvement.
Your business classes.
Lively.
Student free days.
I don't like them. I think they're crap. Sorry. And I think that's a sign when teachers don't love their job. Like, yes, there's no kids today. I'm like, there's no, a school without kids is boring.
Yes, I'm like you.
It's like a football match. It's like watching a football match in COVID with no fans. It's rubbish.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I agree.
That was a rant.
No, that's good. Exercise.
Oh, so important.
Your Greyhounds.
Unbelievable.
Living in the city.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a city boy. Like, I've never really lived outside a city. So, like, Dublin, London, Dubai, Boston. Love Boston City.
Mm-hmm.
If you stuck me in the countryside, I'd be like a lost sheep. A lost sheep? That's a good one.
That's it. Commuting each day.
It's grand. Yeah, half an hour, and you bang on a podcast. This is my first ever time doing a podcast, but I'm a great consumer of podcasts. Love them. Absolutely love them.
Do you have a genre you like to listen to?
Health and fitness, football, soccer, sport, current affairs. I'm listening to an audiobook at the minute. Yeah, anything. Yeah.
Okay. Coffee.
Yeah, like it a lot.
Family.
I had a really good upbringing. Really, really grateful to my mum and dad.
We've met him. Rachel and I met him.
Yeah.
You invited us up there one time in the Sunshine Coast, and we had a ball. We didn't want to leave, actually.
Yeah.
So
they always, like, we were never super rich growing up, but they always gave us like a holiday abroad. Like, we were well looked after. Yeah, honestly, brilliant upbringing.
People, yeah. Travel.
Love it. It's probably one of my favourite things, just getting on a plane, going somewhere new, seeing a new landscape, meeting new people. I think it's amazing. I think people that don't travel are really missing out.
Yeah. Students in general?
Students are fun. Yeah, real unpredictable. Like, you could have a kid think you're a superstar one day and for no apparent reason hate you the next day, and you're like, I didn't do anything to you. And they might come up to you on the third day and say, sorry, I got that wrong yesterday. I was rude to you. Like, the unpredictability of kids is brilliant.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, I want to jump in there too. And the trouble is, a lot of times we as teachers, I think, feel like that we teach teenagers, but we expect them to respond as an adult, but they don't have an adult brain.
No.
So I think there's a lot of work we can do there. Sushi.
I love sushi.
Snakes.
Scared.
Cabbage. That was random, wasn't it?
Pass on that. Yeah.
Okay, some quick responses. Favourite food?
Pizza or toy?
It's actually chicken wings, which are coming up soon. Favourite drink?
I like a beer.
Okay. Favourite music?
Big U2 fan.
Right, next one. How about favourite movie?
Terminator 2 Judgment Day. I think it's a classic.
Nice.
If it's a comedy movie, it would be like Happy Gilmore, Billy Madison.
Nice.
Green Mile. I love all them. So Shawshank Redemption.
We watched Shawshank Redemption the other day, mate. I reckon that's top. It's hard to beat that movie.
Yeah, it's incredible.
What about your favourite downtime activity? You got an hour to kill. What are you doing?
I suppose, like, I wouldn't be great for sitting around the house. So going for a coffee would be nice. Going for a walk with the dog. Going for a run. Might even be a 25-minute run. Calling a mate. Yeah, maybe watching a bit of Netflix.
Do you find that you have more coffees in the holidays?
Yeah, probably 4 a day in the holidays, maybe 1 or 2 during the school term.
Nice. What about the best place in the world for you? You've done a bit of travel. What do you think the best place in the world is? He's rolling his eyes and looking at his husband here.
Probably my favourite city in the world would be Chicago, because I had a really good night in Chicago and I met really nice people. So I reckon, like, a lot of the experiences you have are, like, down to who you meet.
Yeah.
So, like, you could be in an amazing city but meet no one, you mightn't love it. Like, I'm not a big fan of Vegas. I was in Vegas recently. I was like, this is rubbish.
Yeah, okay.
Went to San Diego. Thought it was amazing.
Yeah,
probably number one city. Probably Chicago.
It's all about those connections.
Brisbane to live is incredible.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't really want to ask this question because I know we have a difference of opinions, but what about, can you please try and explain to me why football/soccer is better than rugby league?
Soccer is just fun. Like the days, a lot of rugby league fans think, oh, soccer's 0-0 all the time. Like it's not. Like the Premier League this year in England, probably 95% of the games have 3, 4, 5 goals. Like it's a 3-2, it's a 2-all, it's a 4-2. The World Cup final was on last year, December. I've seen it come up on Netflix the other day. 50% of the world's population watched the World Cup final. I thought that was incredible. And it was a brilliant game. 2-all penalties. Messi crowned the GOAT. So yeah, I just love football.
We had a conversation about this in the gym about soccer players, because I thought Beckham was one of the top of the top, and you're like maybe not even top 50 or something.
Yeah, I'd sort of say people, I'm sure will disagree with me, but if you have like all-time players in the English Premier League, I'll say Beckham just about makes the top 50. Yeah, like he was a good-looking boy, marketing dream, but actual football, like he was very good, but not exceptional.
Oh. I know she got a bit of blonde hair top. Are you trying to copy him like this? No. Favourite exercise?
I guess going for a run is probably my favourite thing. Playing a bit of tennis with Dino. Yeah. Going in the courts and giving Dino a whooping in tennis is always very, very satisfactory.
Has Dino ever beaten you?
Dino has beaten me.
Has he?
Very, very rarely. Haven't taken it too well. But Dino has lots of potential.
We're about to have some Dino. I'm going to teach him some good sledge words to get you. It'll be fine.
You're the king of sledge.
That's what I got when you're at this age. Favourite saying? Do you have like a favourite saying or slogan? I know that my wife once said to me before that, make sure you make the most of this day because you don't get it back. And I thought, man, how many times are we waiting forward to the Friday or Saturday or the holidays? And even when I come to school on a Monday or Tuesday or whatever you're doing, like, okay, what's something you can do and actually make today the best day? So for you, do you have a go-to saying?
Well, when I was in Canada the other week with my little brother Ross, he kept saying to me, Kev, you're always saying stuck in the mud, as in like not going anywhere, stuck in the mud.
Yeah.
But my grandma turned 100 there back in November. She's a legend, super fit, super healthy, super smart, does crosswords. And she has a wee plaque up on the wall that says, don't take life too seriously. You'll never get out of it alive. I think that's brilliant because we all do. We take ourselves so seriously. And as teachers, we make out, for example, that, it's all about education. Your results are really important. It's like, is it really that important? Like being nice to people is probably more important than
100%.
leaving with an A in
100%.
English.
100%. I agree with you. And if you don't engage the kids, they're not going to do well anyway, so that's great. Do you have a go-to joke?
Really bad at jokes, so I'll leave the jokes to you. Have you got any?
Well, hang on. Do you do practical jokes at school at all?
Yeah.
Or are you professional?
Yeah, fairly professional in school, I think. I hope.
I have one joke. Did you hear my joke?
Not really.
I'm going to tell you anyway. So this guy walks into a bar and the guy says, I'll have a beer, please. He goes, no worries, donkey. And he has his beer and then there's another guy looking and going, what the hell? What's going on here? And he goes, would you like another beer, donkey? He goes, yeah, thanks, mate. And the other guy looks at me and goes, what the hell's going on here? What's he doing this for? Anyway, he says, mate, I'll give you another one. Do you want another beer, donkey? He goes, yeah. And the other guy says, mate, I can't stand this anymore. He walks and goes, mate, why did they call you donkey? He goes, he always calls me donkey. Anyway, where?
God,
Sorry.
that was awful. I'll give you a quick one. Bono and Edge walk into a bar and the barman goes, oh, not you two again. Move on.
Sound like people showing me up on these jokes. Where's Kevin 5 years from now?
Really happy in the job at the minute. I think I'll probably stick around because I'm enjoying myself. Yeah.
And Kevy, 10 years time, you'll be my age. What are you going to do then?
I'm so old back now. 50. Honestly, I don't know. I'd like to think I'm still enjoying the job. I might be at a different school. Who knows? But just 5 years in the job, 10. Who knows?
Okay, right. When I was at Footy Excellence Program, we tried to bond the kids, and what we used to do was we'd get them to say what's something they can't stand about people, what's something they love about people. And the third one we asked was, when they worked in groups of two, what's something that people don't know about you? And some people brought up with some amazing things and actually brought the team together. I think that's why we were fairly successful, was because the kids related. So I put you on the spot here. As I said before, we haven't actually planned any of these questions. So what's something that people don't know about Kevy?
I suppose people probably know mostly now, but if I go back to 3 years ago, most people in my life wouldn't have known I was gay. Yep. So probably 80% of people wouldn't know that I was going out with Dino. He's my husband now. He's brilliant. Yep. Caring, very caring, understanding. So yeah, a lot of people wouldn't have known, but we went to America back in 2019 and we were in Brooklyn Bridge, had the ring and all, got down on bended knee and we did the whole proposal and we got a bus from New York City to Boston, and we were in Starbucks, and I wrote out this thing on Facebook saying, just got engaged to Dino, and it was like so stressed. My heart was like pounding. I was like, F it, just press it, send it. And basically like, yeah, it blew up, like, because I don't know that many people, but no one would have really known that. And then I remember coming back to school in like late Jan 2020, just before COVID, and people were coming up to me kind of going, congratulations. And then other people that I wasn't mates with on Facebook were like, what's that? Congratulations for what? I found it a bit awkward. Like, so I'm really happy now and comfortable that I've kind of come out to people. Like, it's just like, you know, it sounds like it's just a way off the shoulders. Yeah. So I suppose that, it's kind of a big one.
Yeah. But as I said, I even know you, but you told me within the first probably 2 or 3 minutes I met you when we were running around the oven, I was trying to keep up with you and trying to breathe. And I thought that vulnerability let your walls down. It made me feel like I could actually be open with you. And I think that's why I personally connected you really quickly and had a really good relationship with you too, because you were open to say that. How do you, how'd that go for you? Like, I know, like, we talk about the whole idea of this podcast is we talk about stuff that we don't typically talk about, but should. That must have had repercussions though in your close inner circle, like family, parents. Like, did they all know? Like, were they all open?
Like, I suppose, like, a lot of people always, generally when they have a few drinks, they'll say to you, like, they love saying 2 things. They say to you, when did you know you were gay? That's the first question you get. And the second, it's more of a comment than a question. Oh, you're the straightest gay lad I know. And I'm like, what? Is that a compliment? Thanks for that. But like, on the first question, I was like, yeah, you probably knew I was gay when I was like 14. Back then when I was 18, 19, 20 or so, it would have been 2004, 5, 6 in Ireland. Like, I didn't feel comfortable coming out. Yeah. It wasn't a welcoming place for gay people. Yeah. You would have copped a few smacks. Like, you would have copped it. I'm not being smart. Like, whereas now, Ireland, Australia, like, the kids that come out now, like, it's brilliant. They're nearly like a celebrity. Which is the way it should be. Like, people don't care anymore. It's not a big deal. Yeah. But back 20 years ago in Ireland, it wouldn't have been a safe sort of environment for me to come out in. Yeah. So, I suppose I'm probably living a bit of a lie from, say, 14 up to, I think I came out when I was 24, 2010 in Brisbane, 2009. Yeah. Told a few mates. But yeah, everyone I told was unbelievable about it. No, I don't think I told anyone, maybe 1 or 2 people that had a bit of an issue with it, but people don't care. Like,
and I don't want to cross the line here. What about your family?
Yeah, pretty good. Like, my mum and dad would be fairly conservative, I would have said. As in, they wouldn't have really, like, I didn't know any gay people growing up.
Yeah, right.
And this is hand on heart. I've played sport from, say, 10 up until 38. What's that, 28 years? Yeah. I've never known one gay guy on my team. Yeah, right. Any team. AFL, soccer, loads of clubs, Gaelic football. So let's just say you play with 20 people a year. Yeah. Keep it easy. 20 times 20 is 400. Not one other kid on the team has been gay in 400 people. Like, it's messed up.
Well, that I can admit it. Yeah,
of course, there's been 20 or 30 gay people out of 400 statistically. Yeah. No one else. So, like, it just goes to show there still is a massive problem.
A big stigma there. So
there is a stigma. Yeah.
Did you find that hard? Did you find that hard, that struggle to keep that in?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was really hard. And I should have come out like one massive, anyone who says, they've gone through life without any regrets is a bullshit. Like, let's face it. Yeah. So my biggest regret would be, I should have just said at 14, 15. Yeah. No, I'm gay. I would have copped a few smacks along the way, but it would have been better than keeping it in for 20 years. Yeah. 10 years, 14 to 24. But then, in fairness, Dino was a big help in me coming out. He was like, come on, you're living a lie.
I was going to say, was there frustration between both of you about saying, let's be open about this now and people need to know about this now?
Dino was like, come on, man, this is silly. Like, you're 24, you're 25. You need to be honest with yourself. Yeah. But I don't think I really answered your question. How did my parents come out? Mum came out to Cairns. I was living up in Cairns, and I was going out on the piss that night with mates, and I was like, Ma, I have something to tell you. It's just me and her. And I told her. Oh, she was like, you could see she was just shocked. Yeah. She was like a startled earwig. Yeah. Just shocked. And Mum, I went out with my mates. I shouldn't have done that to her. I should have stayed in with her. When I came back the next day, Mum had smashed 2 bottles of wine. Wow, yeah. Mum's not a drinker. So she just got stuck into the wine. Rang me
coping mechanism,
coping mechanism. Like, oh, wow. Yeah. So Mum and Dad are super supportive. They're both brilliant, like, brilliant upbringing. Always gave us everything we needed growing up. Loved them to bits. But I would have said it was a bit of a shock to them and they weren't used to it because they didn't really know.
Yeah.
Gay people in Ireland didn't really exist back then.
And what about you though? Do you, now you've openly shown that vulnerability and put it on Facebook and people know about that, how does that make you feel a lot better now?
Yeah.
That it's all there?
Yeah, definitely. It's just like you can just be yourself.
Yeah,
like,
it's good.
You don't have to hide something.
Yeah.
It's stressful hiding something.
Yeah.
Real stressful. That's why I wish, like, biggest regret, just come out when you're 40.
Yeah.
But what I did find is when I did tell people, because I tried to tell, like, me 10 really close mates one-on-one.
Yeah.
I want them hearing off someone else, and then they'd be real open with me. But then you couldn't win, like, say someone that I would have been good mates with, but he wasn't in my inner circle. He would have had a few drinks and said to me, I was so disappointed. You never told me. I was like, oh, man, I can't tell every single member of the public about it one-on-one.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were good mates. I was like, yeah, we're brilliant mates. But, you know,
Yeah,
so
that's right.
you kind of did upset people along the way as well.
Yeah,
which was
yeah.
a wee bit stressful, but
Trying to think about So obviously with school, I don't want to keep going back to school. With school, we've got legal obligations. We can't delve too much into personal relationships. But if you had someone outside of school or someone reached out to you past school and said, "Look, I'm going through some stuff now, and you know, I think I actually am gay," but what would be your sort of recommendation to them?
yes, I probably had like not a lot of kids, maybe 5 or 6 kids in the last few years sort of say to me, "Can I talk to you one-on-one?" And they just sort of say like, I'm gay. And my advice is that, like, let your family know about it first. Let your close mates know about it. And I said, what you'll find is generally 99% of people are super positive. They're not going to.
Yeah.
And anyone that's not nice to you,
Not your true friend, right?
you don't want them in your life anyway.
That's right.
They're losers. So just be open with yourself. I sort of said to them, like, I'm always there if you need.
Good on you, mate.
You need to ask me. But yeah,
Great role model as usual. Legend.
Try your best, don't you?
Very good. Well, what about something a bit lighter then? You're suddenly on a desert island.
Yeah.
Who are the 3 people you're taking?
So I was watching Ricky Gervais tonight on Netflix, stand-up, highly inappropriate, but absolutely brilliant. He's just anti-woke. It's hilarious. So I'll bring him for the fun, comic relief. I'll bring Barack Obama because I think he's brilliant, really impressive, been through a bit of adversity himself.
Yep.
And I'll bring someone who can cook me food. So we'll go with Chef Ramsay. He'll stir up a bit of controversy and a bit of rudeness as well. So
I'd actually like to see you guys in a screaming match over a few beers and some food. That would be actually interesting.
I don't think anyone beats Gordon Ramsay in a screaming match, but I'll give it a go.
What about if you're down your last $10? What would you do with it?
Probably buy a coffee and a slice of pizza.
Nice. What kind of pizza would you have?
Probably pepperoni.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And the last question, which is the most important out of all of them, you've been sentenced to death row and you have a last meal, a bit like Green Mile, last meal choice.
Yeah.
What's going to be and why? You can only choose one meal, by the way.
One meal. I'll go with something like chicken curry from Thailand or something.
Okay.
Curry or something. Sneaky pizza. If there's no curry available.
You said a sneaky pizza again. You know the pizza. Mate, I just want to thank you for coming on the show and being very vulnerable and being very open. And look, mate, you connect with so many people, not only the kids at school, but also the people around you, but also the staff, and mate, you make it a better time and a better place. So, mate, appreciate your time and thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me. It's been really fun on the podcast and you are the king of connections.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you coming in. Thank you.